Night after night, I've been waiting to love again. Day after day, night after night. Love. Hey everyone, how's it going? It is either real Randy Chavez and coming at you today with a VeVe, OMI, DEFX DEVVE DACAT SHIRO update video. Guys, if you're new, welcome. For not, welcome back. I love you all. Everyone say hello, Dashy. Hello, Dashy. Commenting, liking, and subscribing is a free way to help support the channel. Non-free ways are Patreon, especially that super thanks button down below. Super chats as well. We have a couple of things to go over today. VeVe sells more comics. That involves Gakito, and the guy had Greg Weick on the podcast the other day, which is great. And he's just had a bunch of comics sell. His actually sold out recently as of last. Well, it sold out as of today, but it did come out last week. So that's like the 6th week in a row we've had at least one comic from VeVe Comics sell out, which is great. I feel like people really don't pay attention to that. They don't pay attention to the amount of users. They don't pay attention to the amount of websites. Probably worth a lot. I mean, I know when we try to calculate the worth of VeVe, and obviously by doing that, we can also kind of potentiate what OMI can go up to as well. Most people just look at the sales of the company. Fewer look at the sales on the secondary market. Fewer look at the sales that happen on VeVe Comics, and then even fewer look at blue sky valuation and other stuff such as their metaverse. It's like, okay, well, yeah, they have a metaverse and they have a couple dozen people in it. You know, that's not really something that we want to really purport there. It's like, yeah, this big metaverse and there's like 30 something users. Like, okay, well, they still have it. It's there. All they have to do is just get people to join. Same thing with VeVe Comics. They have it. There's like 30,000 users on there. And I don't know how much that network is worth. Again, most of those are people that just kind of use the app anyway, but some of them aren't. Actually, probably most of them aren't, because there's like 700 to 800 people on the app on any given day. And I feel like a lot of these things are stuff that people really kind of just gloss over because there's not a lot of people there. It's like anyone looking at a business, anyone looking at a place where people go, or they could go to spend money, if it were, I don't want to say run right, but if it has potential. You look at a diner and you look, okay, the food is good. Like what was that show? The Big Dude Bar Rescue. He's like, okay, listen, this is good. This is good. The rest of it sucks. But you have these things. You have the basis for a company. Like you have the equipment. You have a little bit of money, even though you're bleeding money. It's like, okay, well, what happens? Somebody just has to come in and they have to go in and say, like, if you do X, Y, and Z, is that going to fix all your problems? No, but it'll at least get you to a place where more people are coming in and spending money, and then from that you can do like a trivia night. Like there's no point in having a trivia night when you have like 2 people, there a day. So what I mean by this is they have a lot of untapped revenue in both of those things, in both VeVe Comics and both the VeVeverse, the metaverse. And the CEO of Roblox was on an interview today talking about how in their metaverse, their universe on Roblox, on their platforms, like, yeah, we have all these users, and what's next for Roblox? Like, okay, well, it's probably going to be stuff that's more in 3D, stuff that's more in VR, AR. That's what VeVe has. And there was a status posted before. I'll see if I have the notification here. I don't know if I do. I'm going to have to scroll for a bit. It is, depends, probably. Okay, yeah, here it is. It was Derek Snook, who I've been talking about a lot, because he's just this new person that is into digital collectibles, and he just got into it, and it's just a fresh set of eyes. It's like when Tony Stark goes to Captain Marvel, it's like, we need you. You're new blood. A bunch of us, a couple of old mules here. I can say things until I'm blue in the face. That makes sense. That's factually correct. But because the price of what I'm talking about is down, people are just like, okay, like whatever. Same thing with Crypto Rain, same thing with Dr. Star. Like anyone that comes on, again, it's great info, but again, the price of what we're talking about is down, and it's not moving, and it looks dead. So a lot of people are just like, Nah, 6, 7. But when you have newer people come in that nobody's heard of before, especially if they have successes in other areas, they're like, okay, this is actually a new perspective. It's like I've seen this pattern where a lot of times kids will not listen to their parents, even if the parents are. I mean, kids tend to not listen to their parents in general, but even when the parents are saying something that's factually correct, it's like, no, this is how you do it. The kid like doesn't trust them, like whatever, and the kid would rather listen to somebody else, even though that other person might be less qualified. And I'm not saying that Derek Snook here is less qualified than anyone else. I'm just saying that I've seen that before, where sometimes somebody has to get a piece of information from somewhere else. So he has a thread there that says, "This is my kind of Martin Luther 95 thesis. If you know folks at these brands and other major collectors, please share this with them. We can 100% align incentives between brands, sports, collectors, and it'll all fit in the digital space overall. But we need to align our incentives. I'm going to break this down as simple as possible. Right now, brands and investors are at odds with collectors. Brands want to keep everything on their own chain. Candy, Dapper Labs, Panini, etc. You could even make that argument with Disney and either Disney Pinnacle or over on VeVe, where they don't let their stuff out on OpenSea, or they don't allow their stuff to be interoperable. And we'll get to why in a minute. He says the problem: every brand wants to be its own ecosystem. That's like if Amazon started only by selling its own books, Airbnb started by only renting out its own houses, Uber starting out by only letting you ride its own cars. It doesn't work. Marketplaces have a gravitational pull. They consolidate, not fragment. The real solution is a one-stop secondary marketplace where all digital sports collectibles can be traded freely across chains, brands, and sports. I feel like Stacker might be able to help with this. That's when Candy Otanis, Dapper LeBrons, and Panini Mahomes all compete side by side, and the market decides what they're worth. It would finally align incentives where brands can earn royalties on secondary sales instead of hoarding traffic, give collectors true self-custody, create real price discovery, and let digital start repricing toward the physical. Brands, don't be afraid to have open borders. You'll make more money through royalties on higher prices. Collectors demand self-custody. It's the only path that makes sense long term. I feel like we can all agree with this. The issue is that you have all of these other secondary marketplaces where you can't guarantee the royalties on any of them. So I don't know how you go in and do that. I mean, Stacker can guarantee the royalties on the VeVe and on all of their collectibles, but I think that's just because they're so closely aligned. Dr. Profit just has that. Can he do that with other ones? I don't know. If he can, great. Then yeah, go on Stacker. They can go in and they could have those royalties, and I think other places would be happy to do that. But again, how do you do that and also have self-custody? The reason they're able to do that is because you have your VeVe wallet attached. So they're essentially just facilitating the VeVe deals. I don't know how you enforce royalties on certain things unless you like have your own chain, which would be wild. I just don't think anyone's done that yet. First to market, yeah, someone's going to do it. Someone will figure out, oh yeah, if we just make our own chain, put the collectibles on the chain, whether it's from Panini, Dapper Labs, wherever, VeVe, and then they'll be like, okay, now all of the brands that are on these chains or from these collectibles, yeah, put it on this chain. I don't care as long as I get my royalty. I feel like that's all it'll take, but again, we'll see. Sorry for the radio silence. There's some water that needed to be drank. So I actually go in and I say, great breakdown. Problem is that there's currently no way to enforce royalties. And then Chris Severs says, VeVe pays its over 200 brand licensor fees on all Tractions, store and marketplace. So that's at least happening on one platform, correct? Again, inside its own ecosystem, but yes. It says potential building to be the eBay of digital assets, ? Maybe. I said probably why VeVe has the most licenses in the industry. Anyway, let's that was just kind of an open intro there. Then we celebrate OMI burn. We have a Comey doing that. We'll go over it. DEVVE DEFFDE DACAT SHIRO. Okay, yeah. Bill Gardner saying first. How's it going? Boy, Maz Veins, let's go DeCat. We love DeCat. I had a nice meeting with the artist today, and we gave each other some homework, and then we'll have another meeting tomorrow. I actually have to put that in the calendar. Tomorrow, I'll be holding you tight, and there's nowhere in the world. Okay, there we go. I had a podcast tomorrow with this girl, Stephanie. She went to school at Harvard. She has these rails where you can send money to businesses in like Latin, Central America, and she had some personal stuff come up, so she can't make it. But I feel like a lot of companies don't really bother too much with Latin America because there's just a lot less money there than the U.S. or anywhere in the European or Western states, Western area. But there's a lot of money to be made, and she's got the rails for it to be able to have things done cheaper. It's got good technology. She'll probably come on the podcast sometime next year. She's very slammed. Anyway, I'll talk to David next week about see if DeCat can share a booth with them at next year's Comic-Con, probably New York. If stuff happens I'm certain the comic will be out before. I'm certain the comic will be out before San Diego, and that's July. But if I'm going to San Diego, I don't want to be working this booth all day, you know. If I'm going to San Diego, I'm going to. I wonder if we can get an early screening of Spider-Man 4 for San Diego Comic-Con. But I'd rather go in and have it for New York next year, because this way we probably have 2 comics out. People get a chance to get hyped about it. It's already November. Remember the 5th of November. The happy November 5th. Happy Guy Fawkes Day. It's a good time. Blockchain Future Conference is going on, and Shiro's down there. And I'm trying to get somebody to come on from the Shiro community that was down there, but they are partying hard, and they are having I don't think I'll be able to get them on. They're all going pretty hard at that party. Anyway, let's do Shiro first, then we'll go do DeCat. Shiro is up 11% on the day. I think partially because of the fact that they are down at ETH Miami. I think Eric Trump's there. $2.67 million market cap, still over $500,000 in volume, which is nice. They are going places, and we at DeCat want to steal their idea of trying to do a plushie. We're going to make it pretty limited. I don't know if it'll have any utility. It might. We'll see. We shall see. But that's Shiro right now. I think they might have had something on X. I'll take a look at that, and then we'll go over to DeCat. All right, Shiro Nico. Oh, look at that little Halloween Shiro. It's still Halloween. It's not Thanksgiving yet. A day ago, they said the foundation of the cat. Fellow cats, we've registered our IP trademark applications across the EU and US to safeguard what we're building together. Now that we have laid the foundation, we'll be pushing forward with expansion goals. Pending examination, thanks to the support, Shiro fam. This is a major step in establishing our global brand and stepping into our long-term vision. We're very excited to have our booth at the Blockchain Futurist Conference. See everyone there and get ready for some in real life and online fun throughout the next week. And this is just the beginning. Big moves landing soon. Merch, events, comics, Giphy, who knows what else may be coming. Last call for plushies. Please join our Telegram and ask how to buy a plushie before it's too late. I love that stuff. Some of their communities got into making videos with Sora. It's pretty great. I like some of the videos. They're fun. And now let's get to what Mazvan is talking about, and let's talk about our other kitty friend, our other favorite cat. It is DeCat. They are up 1% on the day with their $600 in volume, $1.6 million market cap, 410,000 in liquidity, 205 in Ethereum, 206 in DeCat, split mostly evenly. And that's about it. Not too much going on there. We are waiting. Again, we have meetings all the time. We're gonna start doing spaces, I think, every Sunday. That'll be pretty nice. These spam bots on Telegram are insane. And that's DeCat. We got Omar Loves VeVe saying good evening. Good evening, Omar. How you doing, fam? Cardable Ghost Slayer says, Guten Tag, Javi Cat. Base switching into a social media app was not on my bingo card this year. They kind of, be advised, if you go on, like, if you update your base app so that it's new, and if you update the base app so that it is that social media app, it would not let me trade my tokens. Like, it would not, I was like, oh my God, so I wasn't freaking out or anything, but I was like, I couldn't go back to the old version, right? I couldn't send I could receive stuff. I couldn't send anything. I couldn't swap anything. It was like my stuff was locked on there. I was like, bruh. But eventually it got to the point where it's like, oh, okay, we're good. We're good. It's letting me do stuff now. Oh God, excuse me. But it's because I had to reset my base app. I had to uninstall, reinstall, log back in, seed phrase, like, but it's fine now. Why? Because I am here. Yeah, there's a lot of not good stuff here. We need to get more. We need to get more funds. We need to get more to cat. Ironman 616 reposting the stream. How's it going, brother? Hope you're doing well. Let's do OMI because let's do the rest of the market first before we get to our other stuff. Things actually not horrible today. Bitcoin up 3%, Ethereum up 5.5%. ETH is down to, I think it was down to like 3,100 before. ETH has been $3,300 for like 4 years now. Currently the best stable coin. Bitcoin at 103. XRP up 8%, BNB up 2.5%, Solana up 5.5%, Lido Staked up 5.5%, Tron up 2%, Dogecoin up 4%. Dogecoin is still at 16 cents though. Cardano up 5.5%. I want to see if there's any. Oh, we have Zcash that's up 12%, and I don't think anything else. Oh no, we have ICP up 16%. Good for you. Aster's up 10%. Trump coin up 15%. I'm not 100% sure why, but it's up there. Pump Fund up 11.5%. VeChain up 11%. Quant up 20%. 19.3. It's still close. Flare up 12.5%. So yeah, not a bad day. There's some good things happening over on the recovery side. I have, however, talked to a couple of TA guys. They say if Bitcoin closes below 106, we still will probably go down. Let me see their actual. Fuck, I forgot to get back to. I'm sorry, guys. I don't see a bunch of these texts. Charts are ugly right now, so that is a great strategy. If this region fails, you're looking at 93 to 97 Bitcoin, 93 to 97,000. He means a little bit of support, and he says at 99K it might bounce off, but I don't think so. It's going to start to get resolved in the next week or two, unless something major happens. And if it does, it's way more likely to go down than up. Again, it's according to one TA trader. Shall see bucks dividends. Because I think the markets are going to have a good week. I see Bitcoin probably going to open 110, possibly 115, but it could go to 105 and tank, which is the worry. So why employment? But I did buy. Okay, good. Does you have to be careful? It says 105 is a tricky region. It could easily kick us back down under 100K. And if that would happen on the closing basis, we're going to go down further. I think we'll get to 110 to 114-ish on this rally in a week or two. But until we start closing over 116, we have more of a chance to go down than up. Your money in today because there's an obvious price target that would serve as setup. And yeah, it pumped today, so he was right. Not share yesterday. Okay, good. So these are some of the things that we talk about. Gold Elgin saying, yo, what up? People don't understand that the more OMI falls in price, the faster the burns will accelerate. Agreed. Holy heck on a cracker. This is 11. Remember the 5th of November. Does that say 0.2? What the shit? Okay. It's because there was like legit no. Okay, what's the year? Okay, that's really good. Sorry, I just got an update from Definity stuff here. This is, well, months to date, it's really small. But oh yeah, that's really small. It's been 4 days. Wait, how many trading days have there been? 1, 2. All right, 3 trading days. Okay. I will see what happens. Good to see these again. But that is a wicked profit margin, though. Okay, I'll take that. I will take that. Anyway, yeah, it's just right now the Bitcoin at 103. Real. I'm sorry, guys. These Fudge explains how they're bringing. Oh,
got the funnest booth in here. How do you feel about the show, man? Oh man, it's amazing. The vibe here is electric, and there's so many people. It's so exciting. Wish you were here. You're at the crossway for. We got the bar and the elevator, so we got a lot of people going by. How'd you manage the spot? It's a lot of talking, but here we are, and we're gonna keep showing up. Good stuff. Appreciate you, man. Thank you.
is that it?
Large spread.
Says Carlos from Shiro explains to Kurt Wuckert Jr., 43,000 followers, how they're bringing comics, videos, and art on chain with a focus on interoperability. Can't wait to see at Shiro on at VeVe DEVVE. Heck yeah, brothers. Okay, where was I? Yeah, so OMI going down to these levels is good for burn, but and we had a all right, OMI celebrates burn. Let's go to that real quick. It was a Comey. Where you at here, girl? Going over and saying breaking records has become a daily habit. We aren't complaining because, well, this was yesterday, November 4th. There was 3.2 million OMI burned and 129 million burned altogether. Yes, if you break this down over the course of the year, we'd do a billion, half a billion OMI burn, which is fantastic. Oh, Miss Gecko, thank you so much for reposting this stream. You mad lass, we love you. Shit. Double crap. Oh Lordy, day after day, night after night, I've been waiting. Sorry. I think Omar had done this as well. Yeah, Omar saying another great stream. I'll say thanks, fam. Meow, meow. He's such a good egg, such a good friend. Having a billion per year, I will take that. I will 100 every day. I'll go in and say, you know what, guys, burn it. But then that's at where we are now. A billion a year when we have 300 billion is really not the end all be all. It's great because you'd rather burn the supply than add to it. So I like the trajectory in which we're going. But yeah, the amount of users that we have right now, we got to accelerate. Either dump the token, you know, and bring it down another 50% so we can burn faster, or just get a bunch more people on and then have them burn, have them transact, and then we'll go in and burn. I don't think people will care that next to nothing is burning if the price goes up. Like it's like, yeah, they want the price to burn because they think that'll lead to green candles, and it very well might. But I don't think that people will care that the amount of burn is going to be like this big when the price is so high, because they just care that the price is high. There'll be some people like, yeah, I still wish we were kind of burning a little bit more. You know, it's good for the long term, but this is fine too. Yeah, fair point. Also, I'm going to ask everyone to smash that like button. That is a free way to help support the channel. Non-free ways are Patreon, and smash that super thanks button down below. Thanks, guys. Yeah, man. Day after day, night after night, I've been waiting for love again. Fidenza NFT just over 95,000. God damn, that is bananas. I don't even know what Fidenzas are. Anyway, going to a Comey, actually up 3.5% on the day to 1.25, 000125. $35 million market cap is very low. I was on Crypto Rain yesterday. I saw a lot of people yesterday. And there was a before anyone reached out to me, I had reached out to that person that's just like, yeah, I'm gonna sell 1.2 billion OMI. I reached out before anyone else reached out to me. I was like, hey, you want to do an OTC deal? And they straight up said, we'll see what David's big announcement is. And that could be next year, or it could be tomorrow. Like I have zero idea. Normally, I would have said, yeah, I don't think they're going to say. I think they're going to save those big announcements for the NFT bull run. And since we're nowhere near that NFT bull run, I wouldn't expect them to have any announcements until that happens, probably next year. But then they announced Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and then they announced Street Fighter, and we're getting them in like the same. Like this is pretty bullish. So I was like, okay, maybe I'm wrong. Now, despite that amazing stuff happening, we're down like 60%, and we were already way down beforehand. So yeah, this is it was pretty wild to see. I was like, okay, well, we're already down. Yeah, I guess nothing else to lose. But then the overall market just murdered us. I would rather them wait until the bull market comes in, but and that guy's going to probably wait. I hope he waits like another 6 months, because that's when I hope the announcement is. But based on their recent announcements, yeah, they could have anything be announced at any moment, which I don't really like. But again, that's the reality of the situation. And okay, so as of right now, his OMI remains in limbo. And he mentioned on one of his replies, like, okay, if the announcement is really good, he's going to buy another billion OMI. And if the announcement is bad, he's just going to sell these. And it's like, okay, again, I offered to buy him outright, but he's holding out hope. So we'll see what that turns out to be. After I had gone on and talked to him, I had a couple other people reach out and like, hey, that guy, do you think he's like, do you think he's going to sell? Could we get some? I was like, I already messaged him. I'll let you know. And then I had another person reach out like, bro, I want 1 billion OMI. I was like, me too, fam. I said like, no, like for real, can you get? I was like, oh, are you like liquid for like 120 grand? Is like 100-ish right now. I was like, bud, okay, yeah, let me talk to people. And guys, I reached out to everyone that and their sister that I know has a decent amount. And they're, because the reason why I'm trying to set these up is because earlier this year we had somebody that was going to put $250,000 into OMI, but there was no liquidity on the exchanges, so he didn't. He bought other stuff, and OMI missed out on those buys. And I would rather people go in and get them be like, well, Chavez, OTC is like, doesn't create any buy pressure on the charts. Like, agreed, but it prevents sell pressure. So I would rather do something where it prevents the sell pressure, as opposed to not doing anything and then have, well, honestly, if it did dump more, then again, good for me, because I want to stack. But again, just letting you know my intentions behind things. But nobody would sell. I feel like I feel like Sam in like season 4 of Supernatural, where Dean comes back, look, all right, Sammy, how'd you do it? How'd you bring me back? What crossroads devil did you have to do a deal with? He's like, I tried, Dean, but nobody would deal. And it's like, okay, same thing over here. My boys have been on me, be like, hey, can you get this OTC though and owe me? And I'm trying, but nobody's dealing, nobody's selling. So I have zero idea who's selling on these charts. It's not fucking me. So yeah, this is a very peculiar case, because I'm trying to go to like other people where I feel like I'm a Pokemon professor. Like, have you noticed these migrations? You notice this behavior? What happens when you trade this fucker with a stone? And other people are like, yeah, I don't know anyone in my network selling either. We're not actively buying right now, but I don't know who's selling. And like all of these like Pokemon professors, aka OMI professors in this field, are like, bro, who the hell is selling? And I don't know. That's going to stop at some point. From the people that have been selling, that'll stop at some point. Can there be new sellers all the time? Just like there'll be new buyers all the time. But yeah, I mean, right now, just a couple of guys have just the appetite for 1.5 billion OMI. I made a post about it on X. I was like, all right, guys, we're looking to deal. Who's ready? Who's looking to do it? Now's your chance. Reach out publicly, reach out privately, and nada. So we'll see. Keep y'all posted. What's up, Bill Garner? I don't know what you missed. It's 15 minutes after you made this comment. I have no idea. Oh, my chest still hurts. Man. Oh, Jesus. Oh, Miss Gecko. Thank you. Love her. Open. Not here. Not now. Shiro Nico says the funnest booth in here. This cat was born from Yaomi. And you know what they say, when darkness falls, mischief calls, and cats always answer. Miami Nightlife, here comes Shiro. Huge thanks to Real Coin Geek. Yeah. Sorry. Maybe Zombie saying, yo, what up, Zombie? Meow, meow, meow. Saying, what I miss? You and Bill Gardner be missing the same things, apparently. So anyway, that's OMI. Let's take a look at Definity. Oh, Definity's up a nice 15% on the day to 1.7 cents. Excuse me. They were down to 1.4 cents the other day, but they're back up a little bit. Raythax, my man, saying smash that like button and leave a comment. Wow, I thank you, Raythax. Thank you for voting with your wallet with those $10 hairs. Appreciate the super chat. Yeah, listen to the man that super chats. Smash that like button and leave a comment. I drank all my water and it's only 32 minutes in. I feel like that's when people say, like, oh, just bring a lunch to work, save money. Well, it's fucking 9:30 and I already ate my lunch. Now I need to buy another lunch for lunch. Anyway, it's 30 minutes in. I already drank my water. But fret not. I have another half a bottle that will get me through the rest of this stream. Also, apparently, anyone going to decon, guys, be advised. The FAA is reducing their air traffic by 10% across 40 high-volume markets during the government shutdown. That is the FAA. Beginning on Friday morning to maintain travel safety as air traffic controllers exhibit signs of strain during the ongoing government shutdown. Cutback stands to impact thousands of flights nationwide because the FAA directs more than 44,000 flights a day, including commercial passenger flights, cargo planes, and private aircraft. The head of the FAA didn't immediately identify which airports will be affected, but said the restrictions would remain in place as long as necessary. Air traffic controllers have been working unpaid since the shutdown on October 1st, and most have been on duty 6 days a week while putting in mandatory overtime, with some calling out of work due to frustration, taking second jobs, or not having money for childcare or gas. Staffing shortages during some shifts have led to flight delays at a number of U.S. airports. FAA Administrator Brian Redford, citing growing staffing pressures and safety reports indicating growing fatigue among air traffic controllers, said he and U.S. Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy did not want to wait until the situation reached a crisis point. Not going to wait for a safety problem to truly manifest itself when the early indicators are telling us we can take action to prevent things from deteriorating, Bedford said. The system is extremely safe today and will be extremely safe tomorrow. Pressure continues to build. Even after we take these measures, we'll come back and take additional measures. Ian Duffy said that they would meet with airline executives later on Wednesday to determine how to implement the reduction in flights. Bedford said a list of selected airports would be released sometime on Thursday, that is tomorrow. Airline and passengers wait for information. The Associated Press on Wednesday sent requests for comment on the FAA's decision to major airlines, including Delta, United, and American Airlines. Calls to the customer service hotlines at United and American got answered within a few minutes. Wednesday afternoon, and anxious passengers were not swamping the airlines with questions about the status of their upcoming flights. Blah, 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 blah. What did we have here? Why are you laughing my ass off at Randy? List out on Thursday. Another airline named Kenai Aviation from Alaska. They straight up are they're shut down because they're bankrupt. I don't know if that's going to affect flights to Vegas. I feel like Vegas is a pretty popular leg but we'll see. I can do it. I just need to take some Adderall, but I'd rather not. Yeah. So yeah, that's if anyone has any flights, keep checking on Friday to see if those flights might be delayed or canceled. Now, I was not going to fly into Vegas. I was going to fly into Arizona and then drive, but we'll see what happens. Where was I? What did I miss? Meow, meow, meow. What's up, zombie? Dog boy saying hi, Randy and fam. What's going on, dog boy? How you doing? How you doing? That is no quality of life. It's for one day, not the rest of my life, milady. Gold Elegance and the market is down, all because of Too Late Pal being too late as usual with those cuts. It is definitely part of it. Then just sleep in the car while you drive. Yeah. Remember that episode of The Simpsons where Homer takes some like muscle relaxers and he's like, oh, I'm driving, I can't do this. So he takes some caffeine pills and he's like, oh. That's such a fun episode. It's so good. Ben in Korea, thanks for being a member. Hey everyone, what we buying this week? I bought a little more DEVVE today. Surprise, surprise. I bought more Definity last week. I bought more OMI last week and more DEVVE last week and a little DACAT. But yeah, this is not my. I think I'm kind of done buying crypto for now. You'll see why in hopefully this month, but you'll probably see why in December. And then in December I'll start buying again. I get like all available capital. It's like in Star Wars Episode 2, Attack of the Clones. I think it's Viceroy Gunray is like, we must send all available droids into battle. And then there's just like, no, there's no point. The clones are just going to kick our asses. So they withdraw. All available funds must be pulled to put into something else. You'll see what that is. I cannot say what it is. And then in December, late December, I think as long as a certain thing happens, I'll be liquid for a little bit again. And then whatever's down, go crazy. It'll be more DEVVE, Definity, DACAT, OMI. I'll let you know. Just keep our fingers crossed that your flight is not affected. Yas, Bay. Okay. Let's do DEVVE because I did happen to buy a little bit more today, and it's up 7.5%. Not bad, not bad. 34 cents, and it is at still only have 10,000 holders though, so it has not yet done what I thought it might, but they haven't announced anything yet, so I'm okay with it because the announcements have not been made. Actually, that was over on Uniswap. It actually says up 9% today, but still 34 cents. And this is on CoinGecko. Still 263,000 in volume, so it's still very, very low. It doesn't take much to pump it. It doesn't take much to send it down. Like somebody dumped $23,000 at once the other day, and it was today Wednesday. Oh, I have news from yesterday I have to go over. But yeah, they dumped $23,000 at one time, full clip, and we went down to 25 cents. That was a lot. And then all the buy orders kicked in, and then it went up to like 34 cents again, then down to 29, then 33, then 31, and after that, and then now it's up to 34. I still think we can get down again if Bitcoin and ETH, like this is a recovery day for Bitcoin and ETH, which is cool. But like I was saying before, do we go up from here? Do we stay up from there? I don't think so. I don't know. Like the trends have been going down for quite a while, and I think that happens until you have the government reopen, Clarity Act passed, more cuts, Powell gets out. It could be a rough 6 months until he gets out. In May, we shall see. Anyway, let's go to. Oh my God. There's a pony in formation. Oh, Jesus. Oh, it's adorable. Sorry. All right. Anyway, let's go over the news from shit. Okay. Do we have any from Monday? Oh, I don't think we do. Let's see here. Active. Yeah. Okay. It was a lie. That was a lie. DEVVE said security by design, build with confidence on a network that has fraud, theft, and loss protections baked in at the protocol level. DEVVE's DevProtect feature enables user-defined recovery options, ensuring self-custody doesn't mean lack of safety. No other chain offers this level of inbuilt security for developers and users alike. And they do have some docs out here. Shall we go over them? It's the dev network documentation. It delivers what no other blockchain has achieved, truly instant deterministic settlement with zero counterparty risk, full custody, full self-custody, and built-in protection against fraud, theft, and loss. This is patented. They have so many technologies that's patented that if anyone wants to use them, they're going to have to pay through the nose or get the heck suit out of them. I'm fine with either way. Kuma saying, what up, fam? What's going on, Kuma? How you doing? I drank all my water with my creatine in it, but not all my water. I don't like this because it has these super small, tiny caps. I need bigger caps. And I get it. You want to cut down on plastic. But every time I try to unscrew it, it like falls on the floor. And it's like, then I got to wash it because I don't want to put something on the floor back on something that's going to be in my mouth. That's disgusting. Speaking of this, never mind. Because I was going to go in a very dirty place, but it's not anymore. Anyway, moving on. Please review. I don't want to review. Oh, okay. Okay, anyway, that's the devvedigital.gitbook.io. If you want to go and read that, just message me, please send. Thank you. Okay, very good. Shout out to Tina Garcia that has the number 8 VeVe heart logo and the number 8 gold coin, which is incredible. That number 8 belonged to Sleepin'. What the heck? I don't know why my tablet is freaking out now. It's like it's on acid or something. Whatever, that's fine. Yeah, Sleepin' had the number 8. They worked out a deal. Good for them. MicroStrategy Inc. is going to issue 3.5 million shares in a 10% Series A perpetual stream preferred stock to fund Bitcoin purchases and operations. We have Vola, aka Magic__Aura, saying, get yourself an older woman born between 98 and 2001 and settle down. If an older woman is considered to be born between 98 and 01, what the heck have I been dating? Because, like, oh my God, that is wild what young people consider old. They're still in their 20s. Anyway, there has been a new VeVe app update. Also, I think 14 days before we have OMI to Gem now. About 2 weeks. Crypto in general, deep in the red. Sales on VeVe and Stacker. It's going to be nice. But we have some minor fixes and improvements over on VeVe. So if you haven't updated that, update your app. Here was that $23,000 sell order. I had somebody message me. They didn't look at like the charts or anything. They didn't look at when selling. They're just like, hey, is DEVVE like okay? You told me they had like some exchange partner and that was going to really pump the price of the token. Did they lose that partner? I was like, no, they granted they haven't announced who it is yet, but as far as I know, they still have that partner. They're good. I think people really just kind of get freaked out about the price of things because a lot of the prices keep going down. And okay, fair point. That's the bro. Why are there so many freaking bots in here? Not on YouTube, on other things that I'm just Jesus. Okay, moving on. Dev Ecosystem says that DEVVE is building momentum, and here's what dropped in the September and October tech update. The dev testnet is live, blocks validating, and devs are already building. There's open API docs and DEVVE developer portal in progress. There's interest accrual engine, which is the lending platform that's been implemented. And there's the new DevOps shards. There's upgrades to microservices and monitoring. And then there's security and performance hardening that is apparently underway. Next is the Asset Bridge in the DEVVE SDK and the new testnet wallet with full security audit. And read those full updates when you can. Jim Cramer said we have entered bear market territory. I think the biggest, and literally as soon as he said that yesterday, we started pumping like earlier today. So I think the biggest bottom signal has been put in. Just my opinion. Sold out Beyond Comics and VeVe Official. Thanks to Randy Chavez for having Greg on the podcast so I could learn about his work. I think Turtle Golf probably minted a couple. I have my Gakido comic as well. It's good. I enjoy it. Maybe one day we have him cross over with the cat. Maybe. Probably. The community-driven Definity giveaway is officially live. Head over to DEFX Token to participate and win some Definity tokens. Free crypto and crypto giveaway. Introducing the Dev Exchange, the world's first true instant settlement non-custodial digital asset exchange built for institutional standards. Trade crypto with zero counterparty risk. Your assets never leave your wallet, yet trades settle in real time with T+0 finality. We combine institutional grade processes with DeFi's self-custody freedom for a trading experience like no other. You have Tom Anderson from DEVVE saying that the team is working on that right now. I reviewed a proposal of news to get out and gave some feedback, but overall looked good. You should expect it shortly. Thank you. We look forward to reading. Tom says, yeah, I get updates each week, and each week in October, I was very happy with the progress. Any tidbits make us happy? Tom says, I think the main thing is that the pieces are coming together for a production level product that we're getting close to being able to demonstrate to folks, and that's the point of it all. The lending platform is incorporating exchange capabilities for the exact reason. One sec here. BlackRock to launch Bitcoin ETF in Australia. Cool. BlackRock has deposited 213 million Bitcoin, $1 million in Bitcoin, and $80 million in Ethereum to Coinbase yesterday. Treasury Secretary, and that's, I think, part of the reason for the dump. Treasury Secretary Bessent says U.S. and China's trade relationships are in a good place. Nice. What is this? Chainlink's Oracle showed wrong price for Ethereum 5.8 million instead of 3K. An attacker flash loaned 0.02 WRST ETH and deposited it. The protocol let them borrow 20 plus wrapped ETH repeatedly. The result is 295 Ethereum, or $1 million, stolen from Moonwell. That is 100% on Chainlink. That would not happen on DEVVE. Throwing that out there. Bro, why am I so thirsty? Like, this was mostly full. How many? This is at least 16 ounces of water, and this was like only a quarter full. I don't know how many ounces this was. It doesn't say. Oh no, this was 16. Another 16. 4. So I had 20 ounces of water. Again, I don't know why I'm this thirsty, but we'll take that with a salt. Maybe I had salty food recently. I don't know. Team update, partnerships, leaderships from DEVVE. Today, we're sharing a change in our partnership team. Duncan Murray is moving on from his role. We're extremely grateful for his contributions in shaping early relationships in our overall direction, and we wish him success in every sense of the word. Effective immediately, Davin Broadbent, business development, will oversee partnerships and partner onboarding across the Dev and Dev Exchange ecosystem. This ensures continuity across active conversations and a clear point of contact for new opportunities. If you're exploring a partnership, please reach us through the contact page on devve.com. Davin has already been leading, so it makes sense to align partnerships under him. This is just part of scaling up, in my opinion. Nairobi says team transitions can happen for various reasons, and while we won't be discussing individual circumstances, I can confirm that his change doesn't affect ongoing partnerships or the overall roadmap. Everything remains on track for Q4 as planned. Let's freaking go. What up, VeVe Vet? Saying, yo, how's it going, brother? How you doing? You going to Vegas? You going to Vegas? Bill Gardner says, at Ben everything. Ben Korea. Bill Gardner. We be buying everything. We be burning, nothing turning, what nobody gonna say. Sorry. Houston over on the DEVVE trading group says at $10 for DEVVE, I will name my son Austin. Wife will give birth mid-January. Do we reach $10 by that point? Well, that'd be a 30x from here, give or take. And yeah, that could be fine. I'll take it. I'll take it. If we can do it, great. If not, you know, not a huge deal. But I would say, yeah, I'd be very happy with that. And that's only a 30x. Also, anyone has looked into Craig Kornblau anyway. It's an incredible asset, I believe. Surprised no one's mentioned him. Craig Kornblau is a co-founder of Size and a highly accomplished media and technology executive known for his keen talent for seeing around corners and anticipating change and guiding businesses to massive growth before market shifts occur. He guides founders, venture capital, and private equity firms through complex scaling processes, leveraging his authority on storytelling, brand building, and go-to market strategy and operational excellence, particularly at the critical intersection of physical and digital businesses. Working closely with these partners, Craig architects strategies to maximize growth and returns. This work includes evaluating the business's opportunities, assessing investment portfolio potential, and providing management teams with a clear framework for effective decision-making, from competitive market analysis and margin optimization to operational structure and go-to market execution. That's a nice one. That's a nice one. He has been, oh gosh, where are we at here? He's been president of Universal Pictures between 1999 and 2014. That is a 15-year gap where he was president of Universal Pictures. Speaking of which, VeVe has Universal. And what did Universal just announce? The Mummy 4. It's going to be in 2028. But I believe, since apparently we still have the Universal license, every year we've gotten screwed. Like there's no Mummy, there's no Frankenstein, there's none of these monsters at Halloween time. Why? Why can't we get them? If the Mummy movie comes out and we don't get a freaking Mummy drop, I'm gonna lose it. Sorry. Anyway, he was also independent board member and strategic advisor at Wonderbly. Gotta love that. He was the founder, like I said, of Size from November 2020 through present, and advisor at GV from 2017 to present. He's got a lot of stuff going on for him. Then you have Elliot Hill, who's a marketing strategic advisor for DEVVE. He's a Web3 CMO, former comms and engagement manager at the Cardano Foundation, the Swiss nonprofit dedicated to the Cardano blockchain. He designs and executes blockchain, finance, and fintech communication strategies for complex and diverse audiences, spanning enterprises, governments, institutions, and developers. What else we got here? The veteran says, nah, I can't go to Vegas. Too many kids just up and leave somewhere. See, if you were a bad dad, you'd just bring them to Vegas. They'd be like, yeah, like YOLO. They can just sit in the corner and then we could hang out. But because you are a good dad, you have to stay there and take care of the family. I understand. I mean, I understand where you're coming from. I try to. I don't have kids, so I don't know, but I get it. I get it. We would like you to go to Vegas maybe next year. After OMI goes crazy, then everyone will afford to hire sitters, and then we'll have a cruise with no kids, and we'll have a bunch of other adult fun things to go over. Anyway, got the super chat up there. Elliot Hill was in the Cardano Foundation from March 2021 through June 2021. Head of communications from OCAM, full-time. He's a partner at Six Contract, Veracity, advisor for VeReviews. I have no idea what any of these companies are. It sounds impressive. Originally, $10 was put into Bitcoin, DACAT, Shiba Inu, Okomi, Doji, Elon Mars, Pepe, SPX 6900, and Mogcoin on August 7th. DACAT is outperforming all of them except for Bitcoin. And Okomi is number 4 behind Shiba Inu and ahead of everything else. Oh my gosh, my back. We're just gonna. Ugh, it hurts. All right, a couple more updates from Tom from DEVVE saying, all the assets in the current system will continue to exist. No, my blankie. No. It falls off my, or constantly falls off my lap every day. Here. I don't want it to fall. How do you stop your blanket from falling? There's got to be a better way. Okay. I feel like it's a product placement. It's not. Tom says all the assets in the current system will continue to exist and be used in upcoming versions. I'm creating a new AI platform, and Litcraft will continue to represent the metaverse in the things I'm growing. Heck yeah. David Sow says, what's the most valuable thing I could collect in Litcraft right now? I have the OG Gamer badge and a Lit Legion Founder badge, and I'm trying to collect stuff that might have potential to sell for Fios later on. Tom says, anything that generates heptals is generally a good strategy. There's a lot of different ways to generate heptals. Overall, the AI platform is an entirely new design focused on AI, and it'll be integrated with the Litcraft metaverse. There is a focus on making sure items in the metaverse continue to have ongoing value. There will be AI additions to the metaverse. There are also some great upgrades and content in the metaverse as well. I think you'll like everything new coming out. I do. I do like it coming out. Do you like it like that? I like it like that. I don't know why Regis Philbin comes to, he said it once, and I don't know from where. Anyway. The Comics and Crypto page has been hacked yesterday, and it's still hacked as of right now. When does that come back online? I have no idea. We shall see at some point. All right, I have to go hang on the pull-up bar for a second here. So I'm just gonna, and of course, it's on a day where I'm wearing pants that are not going to look good because they fall down. So I'm just gonna. Okay, bring it up. It doesn't help. I need to go on the other thing. Okay. I don't get my blankie on, and then okay, all right. Moving on here. $147,500,000 in long positions were liquidated yesterday between 11 a.m. and 12 p.m. Actually, I'm sorry, $300 million worth of longs were liquidated between 11:20 and 12:20. That is insane. There was a bomb threat reported at Reagan International Airport. All flights were halted. I didn't hear anything after that. Hopefully it's nothing. Derek Snook says, in addition to the metaverse, I think there actually needs to be digital collectibles. Watch, where it's easy to identify that it's displaying cool stuff. Eventually it shows a hologram. If you see someone wearing it out, you know they have a collection. And you can chat, compare, and maybe even trade on the spot. That would be cool. That'd be dope AF. We have some more updates from Devi. Tom saying, for everyone, my thoughts on Duncan are that he is a smart and experienced in both ESG and crypto, and is a nice guy as well, though ESG didn't really work out. That said, we don't have as much focus on ESG anymore. Impact is another word for ESG, which was what he was brought in for. I don't know why he left, but people come and go in general in projects. It's not something to read into. With respect to other areas of technical progress, as I mentioned before, I see weekly Gantt charts, and there's a ton of moving pieces. Those that don't know what a Gantt chart is, it is my individual efforts group grouped together to show progress on a bigger effort. Each of the efforts is shown with a start date and end date as a block on the chart, where the x-axis as the time, all of the various pieces needed for the dev ecosystem platform are being worked on, and the overall project is progressing as scheduled. As is always the case with a project like this, there are pieces that get moved forward and pieces that get moved backwards, but the whole of the development is progressing as planned. The updates that the team puts out are particular snapshots of efforts along that Gantt chart. Other things are worked on as well, and will have their own updates later. Liquidation engine itself is mostly done. Same with CTS and UI, etc. Fraud, theft, loss protection has stepped up a bit. It's going to be a powerful platform in my view. Jonathan Drake, 6767. Really? 67 twice? Hey, Randy, what does it mean when you say there's no liquidity for whales to come in? It means that a few months ago, when a buddy of mine wanted to put in $250,000 into OMI, and because he's American, and he can't access any of the exchanges that we're on, he took a look at he can't. Like there's legit $250,000 liquidity on base. It's a $34 million market cap, and the liquidity on base is $250,000. Now, granted, we are split a little heavier in Ethereum, where there's $128,000 in Ethereum and $125,000 in OMI. Long story short, he could buy the entire liquidity pool. And again, if you want to buy just in OMI, you can't. There's legit not enough OMI in there for a whale to come in and buy. So he bought other stuff, and he wasn't able to. It's just, man, that was rough. That was very hard to defend. Like, well, you can buy on other places, like, and fair point, you can buy on multiple other places, but not if you're American. Like, we Americans got fucked here, in multiple ways. And yeah, that's what I mean. And again, you can use an order book on OKX, on BitGet. You can use or like you don't even have to use Coinbase or Coinbase Wallet. You can use OKX Wallet. You can use Binance Wallet. I'm sure they all use 1-inch aggregators to do Uniswap, whatever. But yeah, it's that's what I mean. Like, if he wanted to buy it just all on base, he can't. It's impossible. So yeah, that's what I mean. I don't know. Can you explain deeper, please, and why they wouldn't be able to spread it across exchange? If you're American, you can. Like, you can use a VPN for Mexi. I wouldn't put any money on right now because it seems like they're insolvent. But let's say you did it for in and out, a couple grand there. And let's say you could actually do the OKX exchange if you have a VPN, but be advised, if you do that, any more than $10,000, and they might flag your thing. They might say, like, okay, we're done here. And they take your funds because it's like too much, and they hold it, and you're not really KYC'd, and you're at a VPN, and you're not really supposed to be doing that. That's why, like, you run that risk. Again, for like $5,000, you're probably fine. Even 10,000, you're probably fine. But even if you want to do something like 50K, they might flag that, and they might take your money. Like, it's a very big risk. So it's not really something that people want to take. And that's why you can't spread it out across all the exchanges, because they're not available to Americans. Thank you as always. No problem, Jonathan Drake. 6-7. That is why I can't believe 6-7 was named word of the year. Bro, we're cooked. We're cooked. Head around it. Same, Jesus. Oh my God, I'm gonna. This time planned out, worked out, updates. Okay, platform. Yes. October leaderboard reward. Season 2 has come to a close, and the results were off the charts. 1.7 billion OMI was spent in secondary markets. 7,000 collectibles purchased. 34.4 million points earned. With 2.5 million points, please congratulate Rayfax on winning the monthly and the weekly. White House says President Trump has officially ended the Biden administration's war on the cryptocurrency industry. And why price go down, Trump? Because literally a minute after, there was $250 billion that was announced that were wiped from the crypto market yesterday. I repeat, $250 billion were wiped from the crypto market yesterday, on the same day that Trump says he's officially ended the Biden administration's war on the cryptocurrency industry. Doesn't look like it. I mean, he's right. The regulations, like, you can do pretty much whatever you want as far as regulations are concerned. The CZ can go over and say, like, yeah, pump Aster. And it does, you can do relatively whatever you want. So yeah, it's a Wild West again, but the manipulation is heavy. It's rough out there, boys. It's rough. Also, $730 billion were wiped from the U.S. stock market yesterday, so it was not a good day overall. This is a pretty good write-up here. I don't know who wrote it, but I like it. Saying, the virus that kills coins. In crypto, when someone loses, they can't find the person who hurt them. They spread wrong information like a virus. They infect good genes, good holders, and good builders. And the coin dies not from tech, but from mental poison. Wrong information cannot break ideas. Ideas run narratives, and narratives run markets. It was great. Rising Star says, a first-time reaction when they see VeVe official collectibles in AR. She signed up and ready to add more gems to buy more collectibles. He showed her, I forget what the top one is, but the bottom one is Chucky. Thought that was pretty cool. Good for you, Rising Star. Owie, good for you. Oh gosh. Right. Can't really go over that, but Jesus. Ken Golden says we will be seeing more digital collectibles on golden auctions. I can't wait for that. Digital collecting panel will be on November 16th at 3 p.m. local time. That is Sunday of DCon. Come listen to an incredible panel of experts in digital collecting to close out DCon. London Police, McFarlane Toys, Nounworks, Klanosaur, and of course, VeVe, right in the middle. Looking good. Looking good, VeVe. Senator Cynthia Lummis says crypto market structure is the most important piece of digital asset legislation in the US. There. Oh, all right. We got a bunch of Debbie stuff here. All right, we're gonna have to put this blankie back on, and this might be the last thing that I go over because my back is really hurting, and I'm gonna have to hang up on that inversion table, and then I'll have to. Oh gosh, after the inversion table, I'll probably make a video because I didn't make a video yesterday, and then. Okay, here we go. Tom says, "Hey everyone, oh shit." I've been reading a bunch of comments on different channels. There's a lot of guessing on a lot of things, and normally a pretty high percentage of these guesses are pretty far off. Right now, as people are feeling uneasy with the markets broadly in decline and DEVVE down in price, the percent of incorrect guesses is much higher than even normal in my view. As I'm reading, I'm seeing a number of our long-term supporters doing their thing and trying to reassure people. I really appreciate people's long-term support. I see others who only like to come out at specific times when the token is down. Not sure if they're manipulating or it's just their personality. What a way to live, either way. I see a bunch of others who are supporters, of course, but unsure of where we're headed right now and where we're headed, or where we are right now and where we're headed. With all that said, I thought I would give my overall feel of where we are. First off, people aren't focusing on the right things as general rule. Right now, in my opinion, as there is always the case, up or down, people put too much emphasis on token price. And token price doesn't reflect the actual business growth. When Ray has an important meeting, flying out to Europe on last minute notice for something that can be very significant for us, the token price doesn't move. On the other hand, with relatively low volume, a relatively large holder decides to sell and it can adjust the price significantly, like it did when somebody yeeted 23K out there. But it's meaningless to our overall trajectory. You can't really read into it much. Also, there's lots of guesses on where we are, what's driving things, what's most important, etc. Some are educated guesses based on people's experience, but even these lack of actual details of what's going on, many other guesses are just off the mark completely. I see our progress, and I'm happy with what's going on. I see material progress being made on a significant platform week by week, and I get updates, and I feel good about those updates week by week. I see things that still need to be put in place, but I see realistic paths toward those. As I always point out, all early stage ventures are high risk. That goes hand in hand with potential, but that said, pretty excited for the future. Here are the things in contrast that I think people actually should be focused on. The V1 dev ecosystem. Platform including lending and exchange is making material progress and in the scheme of things is nearly complete. We've invented a system with contingent transaction sets that uniquely allows any two parties to exchange assets without a middleman and with no settlement risk. That is huge. Does anything else exist out there that does this in this way? And the answer is no. This is desperately needed by TradFi as they move into the blockchain space. 3, we have fraud, theft, and loss mechanisms that no one else has, and they solve some of the biggest problems in the space. 4, we have regulatory compliant privacy solutions, globally patented, that are needed by TradFi as they move into the space. One can build an entire business around any one of those inventions. We have a lot more as well. Throughput on and scale, cost effectiveness, our bailment solution, etc. People should keep in mind that enterprise development is much slower timescales than crypto folks are used to. It is what it is. So here's the bottom line for me. If you fundamentally believe that our CTS, fraud, theft, loss, and privacy solutions are going to be compelling, and that there is a team that can continue to build into those successful businesses, then we're a good project to continue to follow. If you're simply trying to time a pop on the DEVVE price in a situation where we're working with the large scale companies, that is pretty tough. There is more, but I have a message here that I have to. Legend, no doubt. Keep word out on the. Thanks, fam. Moving the price down. So be advised. In 8 months, we might be at half an ETH. At haha. We'll let you know when I lower the price again. Very good. Very good. Okay. More from Tom says, have you ever wanted to trade something with someone or buy or sell something, but didn't know who should send their side first? Are you worried about hackers stealing your assets? Are you worried about holding your assets on an exchange? Are you worried about losing your private keys, as many people did in California fires? Do you think big companies are going to need regulatory compliant privacy? Are they going to be worried about hacks like the Bybit hack happening to them? These are the problems we solve. Ask yourself if you think of these solutions are more important than to the massive influx of TradFi moving into the space. And my advice is to keep the main thing in your mind as you evaluate what dev really is. Dev equals all the various things we're working on, including DEVVE, the DevX blockchain, and Public Shard, Dev Digital, and Dev Exchange. And outside of Dev, for those of you feeling pressure right now with how the markets have been acting, your chin is up. You're still early in a space that has much more growth ahead. TradFi moving into DeFi is significant. Thanks all. I'm going to make that its own video because that's definitely well needed. Oh my God, Sleeping. Hi, babe. We love you, Sleeping. I wish you'd be coming to Vegas. I would give you a kiss and a hug, and I would squeeze you because I love and I miss you, Sleeping. I do. Sleeping. Look at this cool. So somebody saw like a mischievous on top of a Psyduck, and then someone drew it, and it looks so cool. Like that looks so cool, right? Oh my God, looks epic. I want a tattoo of it. Definity Token says the strongest signals are silent, the deepest roots grow slow, but Definity is both. Endurance is the quiet architect of success. Bloomsbury Money launched on October 1st, 2025, and it's already shifting the game. Definity Network, team projects, 4x revenue boost from this alone. Let's go, Definity. I love this game. I got a little more Definity the other day, and I'll get more soon. December. I don't know what this on base. There's this wallet, 66826. I repeat, 66826. That just sells OMI in $18 increments. Every time the price pumps, it like tries to manipulate it back down by trying to sell in $18 increments. Okay, it ends in 66826. Anyone wants to take track of that wallet? Let me know, because something fishy is afoot there. Japan stock market falls nearly 4.5% after the open as global technology stocks continue to decline. Everyone comment F down below to pay respects. On this day, 8 years ago, I tried to fight a god and got my ass kicked because he is Superman. But damn, look at those muscles. Damn, dude. Yo, I was ripped AF here. Oh my God. Girl, I look so good. Good times. That was a long time ago. That was 2017. I was a much different man, a much younger man. But it happened all the same. Anyway, we have China suspends 24% tariffs on US goods. Very good, like that. Mara transferred out 2,348 Bitcoin worth 236 million yesterday to Falcon X2 Prime, Galaxy Digital, and Coinbase Prime. Now, what else we got here? We have Granis Prime. It's reaching level number 66. VeVe Digital Collectibles congratulating them. China's going to, yep, they suspended that 24% tariff on US imports for 1 year. Very good, very good. Oh my God, with these messages, Jesus. What the shit? Hey, said, can you tell at Cobra Tate to let me spar with him. He can go as hard as he wants. I would love to spar with Andrew Tate. Apparently, Andrew Tate gave Warren Spencer a bruised eye in sparring and later gave him a $100,000 watch. I'll spar with you, Andrew. I used to box back in the day. It's not just a random person that's sparring with you. I have pretty good head movement, pretty decent defense, and I would not take any cheap shots either. I would respect the match, respect you, and I would respect the sport, and I would love to talk to you about crypto and business as well. And again, let's work out together. I think that'd be fun. So I just tagged my boy Rashid Al Farouk. That has that is apparently good friends with Andrew. And yeah, I'll totally spar with him. I'll let's see if he answers. Let's see if Cobra Tate answers. That'd be great. Yo, wouldn't that be awesome if I had like a... Oh, I actually sent him a message 2 years ago. Hey, Mr. Tate, Randy Chavez here, big fan. My 200th podcast is coming up, and I was wondering if you'd like to be my special guest. And also, you can also advertise your upcoming comic on it. Would this be possible? That was sent almost 2 years ago to the date. That was on November 8th, 2023. Still hasn't answered yet. Trying to get how many people find personal happiness in watching others grow and achieve, as opposed to growing and achieving themselves. Sheeple, dude. I'd love to spar with them. I'd love to talk with them. I'd love to get them on the podcast. I think that'd be great. I think that'd be fun. Anyway, let's move on. The whale who lost 44 million by going long is now shorting Ethereum as of this morning. Revenge trading at its best. That's insane. Anyway, guys, that is going to be, I was going to say it for me, but I'm going to go to X and we are going to see what crypto Twitter is talking about. Turning Point USA says he had a smirk on his face. That smirk to me is that look of, you thought you could stop what I've built. You thought that you could end this vision, this movement, this revival. You thought you could do that by murdering me. Damn. Turning Point be going hard on this. Charles Delgado says, picked up these comics between yesterday and today. He's got, first appearance, Luke Cage, Hero for Hire. Amazing Spider-Man annual number 1. That's the Sinister Six. This is the first appearance of the Green Goblin. And then Spider-Man Noir number 1. That looks good. Nick Cage is supposed to play him. I don't know if he still will. Turn Dirt. Oof. Don't want. Erica Kirk says, I don't want an apology from Jimmy Kimmel. I don't need it. Fair point. There's a cool cat. Uncut. What the heck is a dragon moray eel? That looks cool. I'd let it bite me. That'd be such a badass wound. Denmark. Someone in Denmark built the Goonies Lego diorama featuring scenes from the film. That is freaking dope. Nancy Mace is suing American Airlines and Charleston Airport for defamation. Wild. This is really more political. This isn't really a lot of crypto. VeVe Digital Collectibles says the Xenomorph of Truth. World War II and Hydra seeks a new weapon to defeat the Allies and win the war. To that end, the Red Skull has sent Baron Strucker on an expedition to the Himalayas to find the fabled city of Atalan. But instead of finding the Inhumans, Strucker uncovers something much more deadly, much more alien. Can Captain America and the Howling Commandos, this is going to be a good one, stop the Skull and his newfound xenomorph weapons? Or will the first Avenger learn that in war-torn Europe, no one can hear you scream? Oh, that was a good line. That was a good line. Oh, is that Bob from Hydra? Oh, it is. Oh, this looks cool as heck. I might have to get that. That was really cool. Oh, it's ready. You can read it right now. Alien versus Captain America. Oh, that looks really good. I might have to get it soon. Jack Dorsey backs Elon before the crucial Tesla shareholder vote. Good for you. I like that. Thierry, OMI, exciting times ahead. Larry Fink says tokenization is probably the most important component of the evolution of the world's financial plumbing. Agreed. Curtis M. Cooper says exciting times ahead. $ OMI. Got to agree with him. I head around. Okay, let's try to do my For You page instead of who I'm following, because again, that was very political and I want more crypto stuff. A Fortnite X Disneyland map is coming very soon. Apparently tomorrow. Fortnite X Disneyland map is coming. That could be cool. That could be really cool. Especially if we could use our VeVe digital collectibles in there. Bill Gardner says, honest opinion, Mona Lisa or Picasso? Real answer, both please. Oh, it looks like that's what's on Elmon X. That's pretty dope. Monk says, when there is so much red, you are bound to see some green. Unleash the ape within. Day 17 of asking Rek Takashi to put Monk on the Bobo squad. Let me give him some straight fire. My back is really hurting. I really got to go to the... By Iron Man 616 says, I can feel the storm coming. Changes in the air. The future looks bright for the digital sector, and I'm doubling down on the assets I believe in. Let's go Akomi, Ripple, and VeVe Official. Stacker says the Stackler monthly recap from October. OMI trading. I already went over this before. Turtle Golf, thank you for reposting my stream over there. Now it's got 180 people. Sorry, not 180 people, not N80. Derek Snook says, just my opinion and perspective, not financial advice. Candy Digital is making us all crap our pants, but not sharing the next steps. The potential to lose all our assets is possible, though I think spending $30K to migrate to Ethereum is far less than legal costs and reputational costs to Candy, their board, their investors, and MLB. Need a plan for self-custody or to sell to a better marketplace? Those things happen. I believe in scarce rookies from 2023, present, and blue chip grails. Part of baseball and digital history. Acuna 4070, Otani 5050, big risk, big opportunity. Agreed. Now, he was re-quoting a guy named Red Carbon saying, we finally have someone you can trust doing MLB analysis on Candy Digital. Oh, and he quotes Derek Snook. Nice. Vincent Zerzolo says, calling all comic collectors, big auction ending. That is tonight. I think this is actually gone. Oh, first appearance Moon Knight. That's dope. Alex Becker says, love me or hate me, my money and actions are where my mouth is. I did and still do believe we see an ETH all-time high breakout, followed by a raging alt season. I'm down bigly, but I'm holding the line just as I said I would. We win together or die together here, gents. No surrender. No surrender. Let's go. We have somebody saying, there's a clear difference between you and all your followers. You're able to rely on much more than just your hodl bags, way more. The only thing here is you were already rich and could afford to hodl. Alex Becker says, I tell my followers not to touch crypto. It's financial suicide. And if they do stick to top 20 coins, if they have less than 3 to 5 years of serious experience, don't risk anything that would hurt. If anyone is wrecked right now, it's because A, they are an experienced crypto trader who took a big risk that they understood. B, they are not experienced, ignored all my advice, and jumped into coins they didn't understand with money they could not lose against my advice. You don't get to literally do the opposite of what I said to do and then try to blame it on me. It's easy for me to hold because I never ended with more than 5% of my net worth. Motherfuckers be throwing 50% of their money into alts and saying, oh, it's easy for you to hold though. So heck off on all accounts. Fair point. The Kingsley said, I was disqualified from the pumpkin contest at work because, oh, Jesus, the Kingsley, what? That's hysterical. VeVe Digital says, one cat against the world. In the aftermath of the war against mutants, a war that claimed her parents' lives, an orphaned Pumira is taken by Jaga, who sees untapped potential in the scrappy young cat. As she goes, Pumira is still angry at the universe over the loss of her parents, trains under Jaga in the art of healing, and discovers the power of compassion. This sounds... I'm not even going to say it. Discovers the power of compassion to transform pain into hope. Acclaimed author Ed Brisson. Ed Brisson's got almost 17,000 followers on X. And artist Alice Leckler craft a powerful tale of struggle and redemption in this 40-page one-shot special from Dynamite Comics. I love cats. And Pumaira #1. She looks good. Bring us more fodder to grind into fish. That says Gorel, attacking poor farming villages. You mutants must be desperate. Does Slythe know you've sunk this low? I do not answer to Slythe. And it seems fine. I don't know who Slythe is. Is she riding a rhino? I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty dope. I'm not gonna lie, this write-up of the as she grows, Pumaira, still angry at the universe over the loss of her parents, trains under Jaga in the art of healing and discovers the power of compassion. I'm not gonna lie, that makes me not want to read it, but the artwork of this person that was riding a rhinoceros kind of makes up for it. That was pretty badass. And like the line, bring us more fodder to grind into ash. Or was that fish to grind into fish? That's a pretty badass line. Like, I'm not gonna lie, that really makes me want to read it. Let me go to VeVe. Let me see this real quick. Let me see this Pumaira. I type in Pumaira. Shit, I put a U where there should be a Y, or a Y where there should be a U. 11 have sold, so I don't think this is going to be one of them that's going to be crazy, but maybe I'll read it and I'll let you know. Oh, gotta love the cat. The cat's being pretty awesome here. Let me give some hearts to them. What do we got here? Ben in Korea says, Bill Gardner, I'm so poor in real life right now. Same. Me too, fam. Me too. Recommending this. All right, that'll be it for me today. Everyone, please comment, like, and subscribe. Hey, Nicki Minaj. Comments are good for the YouTube algorithm. Everyone say bye-bye to Dashi. Bye-bye, Dashi. We love you. Bye, guys.